say the wrong thing.
You guys got Band-Aids around here anywhere?
Oh my
Yes.
God, yes, somewhere.
There's a
think.
first aid kit.
First aid kit down in the bathroom in the closet.
Yeah,
but I'm not
downstairs,
sure.
bathroom,
I'm not
closet.
exactly sure that's where they are.
I'll check.
Hey, how are
I
you?
just gotta get the meeting going first. I cut my hand the other day and it's just gonna get the problem after problem.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Cold, but we'll survive.
It is a little cold out there. Certainly.
All right, 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, downstairs, I think that in that little closet, like that's in the bathroom,
Alright.
there's a first aid kit.
Are we ready?
Check after I get the stuff.
Yeah, well, no, not yet.
All right, 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock.
It's
okay.
time.
We're ready.
All right, start.
So I'm calling to order the special meeting of the Select Board of the Town of Shaftsbury. It's Tuesday, January 20th, 2026, at 6 p.m. We're here at Cole Hall. The reason that this is a special meeting is just because yesterday it's not called for a special purpose. I just want to clarify that. It's because yesterday was a federal holiday. In attendance, myself, Zoe Contreras-Curl, Tony Kulikowski, and Mike Gianowski, whose name I finally say correctly, I think. So, moving in, do either of you gentlemen or myself have a conflict of interest with anything on this agenda this evening?
No.
Okay, hearing none, I'd like to move on to take a look at the minutes from our previous meeting. All right, I'm just going to take a quick moment to check warrants. This all looks good to me. I'd call for a motion to approve these minutes.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. We pass this back on to Paula. So moving forward, item 4. Paula, are there any announcements or updates for this evening?
Probably an update on the new building. The electrical work is kind of being wrapped up. I think the last things needed to be done are the exit signs and, the final touches and things. And the floor, Bennington House of Tile guys arrived this week to do the staging, and they're fixing the subfloor first.
Awesome, okay.
So pretty
they're working
soon,
on that
they're
this
working
week.
on that this week. And I think that's really going to be once that floor's in, it's going to be like, wow, we're getting close.
Awesome.
That's about it.
Okay. I do not have any announcements or updates. Do either of you gentlemen have any this evening?
Nope.
Moving forward, we're going to take a look. Item 5 is warrants, so we're going to take a look at some
We have two. We have the payroll warrant as well.
All right. I'd like to call for a motion to consider check warrant report 26017 in the amount of $171,523.
So moved.
Second?
All right. So we're gonna go through, and I'm gonna read out amounts over $1,000. So, and then I'll read a couple of random ones as well. So A&K Agri Services for $5,035, invoice 5973.
That's not salt, that's the trucking for the salt. Trucking and salt, trucking the salt and the
So
salt.
like, the shipping, got it. Okay.
And the salt, yes.
Understood. Appalachie salt, $5,759.10. That's for salt. We have Bearcom, we have attention to detail, $4,160.
Those are the town clerk's countertops and office drawers in the new building. So that comes out of that.
Okay, so that comes out of that
The
previously
budget,
approved
yeah. Mm-hmm.
ARPA money that's being used for that purpose. Bearcom, $3,140.61.
The fire department, communication, equipment and installation.
Great. $1,522.21 to GABO Fuels.
Fuel,
And then $1,286.45 also fuel.
fuel.
And that's for the DPW? Mm-hmm. Understood. Brett Mold Construction, $14,400. I know that is construction.
$677,
Yeah. Construction cost for the new
Wall prep.
building.
Yeah,
So that's also out of the monies that were approved last year for these purposes at town vote.
yeah.
Special meeting. So Casella Waste Systems, $9,434.41.
That is the transfer station.
Which maybe we'll discuss out loud just a little bit as a group tonight too, just to, that actually, I'm gonna go back and do an announcement / update following this, just I think for the public about,
Yeah.
why not? Dufrain Group, $11,000.
Dufrain wastewater engineering services for the landfill, budgeted.
Understood. Eastern Salt, $7,638.25.
Salt.
Let's see, I'm gonna choose one at random. Comcast, $235.95.
Okay, DPW, oh, which one, the
It's the
235?
invoice 8773 for
Yep.
$235.
235 DPW Wi-Fi.
Understood. Okay, moving back down to some over 1,000. $2,171.96 to Hometown Heating and Cooling LLC.
That is the HVAC guy for the new building.
$4,160.21 to Hewlett Electric and Father.
Yep, electric work in the new building.
All right, and as before, all of those monies are not from tax dollars. Cass Incorporated, $10,870.71.
Yeah, groundwater monitoring for PFAS near the landfill.
Is that something that we pay for? That's
Yeah.
annoying. M&T Bank, $3,796.76.
That is the town credit card, miscellaneous. Examples, web subscription dues, truck registrations, cell phone bills for DPW, town administrator, and fire department, copy and mail for the water department, and some training.
All right, I'm gonna pull another random, just 'cause I think we're gonna do this a little bit more. One is $200 to Crosby Getty, invoice 86.
That's cleaning for the DPW garage and Cole Hall.
Great, okay. MVP Healthcare, $17,770.20.
That's employee health insurance.
Nemrick, $7,750.
Yep, Nemrick, that's for like a specific thing too.
Invoice 58612.
Reappraisal, related costs.
Peckham Industries, two charges, $9,518.76 and $9,163.60.
Sand and gravel.
There you go. Reynolds and Son, $3,948.69.
Reynolds. Say that again, I don't know which one it's on.
Reynolds and Son, and it's $3,948.69.
Might be on the new one.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
I usually know that one.
DPW.
Yeah, it is, it definitely is the DPW.
I bet they repair things, I have a feeling.
Oh, that's fire department equipment.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, okay. And that's out of their fund then?
Yes.
Southworth
Equipment fund.
Milton Incorporated, $1,560.
I'm sorry, say it again, I didn't hear you.
Southworth Milton Incorporated.
DPW, the cat part for their cat.
Sullivan and Powers & Co., $5,880.
Professional audit fee.
Okay, yeah, the annual audit. VRS Sales Limited, $7,131.52. And there's another charge, same vendor.
Yeah, truck maintenance for the fire department.
All right, and the second one is $4,925.22. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's the
Same, yeah.
$1,418 to wholesale distributors, invoice 341.
That's DPW, plows and sanders, parts.
And then another random one, Campbell Woolington, $475.
That's Merrill. That's the lawyer.
The attorney.
Lawyer fees, attorney fees.
Understood. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
So,
Call for a motion to approve this check warrant report.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
one more warrant. Payroll.
I call for a motion to consider check warrant report PR 15 in the amount of $24,532.81.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, so it's $24,532.81. I call for a motion to approve this check warrant report, which is a payroll report.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Sorry. All right. On to Tony. So I'll take this moment for an update. This is just an update about the transfer station, because we know there have been issues with the recycling, the cardboard recycling dumpster. We're going to reach out to Casella about a couple of different options, whether that be changing our pickup schedule, whether that be getting a secondary dumpster, getting a price on that, or whether that be switching to something they recommend that were to be mixed recycling instead of separated recycling. But we're going to explore all of those options because each Saturday the cardboard dumpster at the transfer station is filling well in advance of the close of day. So we need to figure out a solution for that, and we know it's a problem, and I just wanted to call it out because I know that a lot of people have been inconvenienced by that, including myself, and so we are working on it, and hopefully next meeting we'll have some updates about some possibilities. So that's
Yep.
my announcement, is we're working on the cardboard recycling.
Awesome.
I should probably thank Andrea Baki for her service.
Okay. Would you like to do that?
Sure, thank you, Andrea, for your service, and good luck in the future.
Great, okay. So item 6 is public comments.
We have Marie, we have Barbara and Andrea.
Okay, hearing none, no public comments, we'll move forward to the treasurer's report. If you'd like to pull up a chair to the table.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Let's take
Which
a look
one
at
would you
the
like?
cash flow first, please.
Hold on, let me make it better looking here.
Okay. So that $10,000 is the distribution from the trustees for fiscal '25. They were having some issues that they were working out, so that generally comes a little earlier in the year, but actually it comes usually pretty close to the beginning of the fiscal year. But better late than never. So that's what that is. The delinquent tax, you can see that's a pretty hefty amount. That's probably one of the last really big ones we'll get, I imagine. I mean, I don't want to speak for Holly, but that's a pretty big one. I think that was sort of accumulated over a while, so that didn't just come in a week or something. That's probably at least a month's worth. Water receipts still coming in pretty briskly, although they're all overdue at this point. Still getting a few. And as I've mentioned before, Tiffany has a lot of payment plans out there, so we get smallish payments coming in very steadily from a lot of people. I'm sure they're grateful to have that, and it's not easy to manage it, but it's really good that we've got so many of those out there now.
Yeah, it's really a big difference from 6 months ago, a year ago, in terms of at least having some understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of a steady, I hate to use the word drip, but with water, but it is. We still have a pretty substantial uncollected balance, and that's not gonna go away.
We got the big clawback that was like 30 or 40K, and that
we've done, I think, about as much as we can, but of the low-hanging fruit, but at least it's something. Anything is better than nothing. Highway state aid, that's the quarterly aid that comes in. That just came in just the other day. that Affleck overpayment was just I think a clerical error, and so they had to pay us back. And then there's that highway grant. That's the big one there. We've been waiting for that to come in. So that's a relief that it came in. I mean, it isn't a surprise, but it is nice that it
Yeah,
came in.
absolutely. All this gravel and sand and
Yeah. Although I don't know what that grant is.
What it covers.
What is it for? What is it?
It was that culvert project from
Yeah,
the
okay,
summer.
so it's-
Yeah,
it's catching up.
Yeah.
But we already spent the money.
Yeah.
So
right,
good to have it
right.
back.
Yeah.
It is good to have them back.
So if we go down to the bottom, I don't usually do this, but Tiffany alerted me that there was going to be another great big warrant. So today's warrant is on here, even though I haven't even written the checks yet. That's not the way I usually do it, but I wanted you to get a sense of how much we've, the outlay for the month of January so far is $370,000. That's a lot. You know it's a lot. But it is what it is. So if we want to take a quick look at the cash, I don't remember what I call that. It's my new one, cash by fund. Yeah. So it looks a little less dire than it did before. That's because all that highway money came in. Of course, that doesn't go to the general fund, so it doesn't help the general fund look any better, but it does mean there's a little bit more of a cushion there than there was last time we looked at this. The alarming number there is still the water department. I mean, even with everything that we've done, that's only going in the wrong direction. I don't know if you have any other questions about any of that. Very little of it has changed since the last time I showed this to you.
I have no questions.
Okay.
No.
I think the only other thing I want to talk about is, I mentioned it last time too, all of the treasurers are in a tizzy about the postmark issue that we already discussed.
Right.
And luckily it got in the paper, which I was really glad about. So we're doing everything we can to get the word out. Every day my inbox is full of treasurers saying, that's it, we're not accepting postmark anymore. I am not there yet. I don't want to do that. I get letters every day that have taken a couple of weeks to win their way to me. And I just don't think it's fair for somebody to mail their payment clearly in plenty of time. And I just don't.
No, it's wrong. I send business, like mail at work or whatever, and I drop it off at the post office to another P.O. box in the post office, and it will take like 6 days.
Yeah, I know.
So it's just not fair to,
Yeah, I mean, so what's enough time? Is 4 days enough time? Is 6 days enough time? I mean, it just completely destroys the idea of a due date to me. So I just want to say that my fellow treasurers are throwing in the towel and saying they're not accepting it anymore, and I'm not prepared to do that. I don't think it's fair. But
that makes sense.
I'll keep raising it. And I did want to, I don't usually speak at town meeting, but I think having everybody, a captive audience, I would like to talk about it one more time and do my usual song and dance about getting your homestead declaration in on time and everything. So I think maybe I will, if I could get on the agenda for just a 2-minute talk this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Due date is going to be November 10th again this year. We have already coordinated it with Bennington and North Bennington, so it'll be the same for everybody again. Don't quote me. It might be a Tuesday. I'm not sure.
We'll check. Everybody will check closer in
Yes,
November.
I know. But,
Which is a ways away.
yeah. Okay, any questions for me?
No, thank you.
No, thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for that. And then item 8 is the DPW report. Do we have any notes today?
I don't have anything official, but clearly they are keeping up with the roads because it
Yeah.
keeps snowing.
Just
And in
keeps
between
snowing.
that, they're getting the things ready for other seasons. So
So they're keeping up.
they're keeping up. They're busy.
So item 9 was discussion of cost threshold on warrant review. I'm actually going to bump that to our next meeting. For anybody in audience, basically what that meant is that whenever I review, when I read out loud, when we review, but I do the reading out loud part, payroll warrants and check warrant reports, we read out loud every item in excess of $1,000. This is an amount that now is a really regular sum because money has, everything has gone up in cost. So we're going to discuss at our next meeting, perhaps changing the threshold and then maybe adding in where every time I read 5 to 7, smaller charges from across the board, since that's usually where fraud takes place, is in smaller sums as opposed to, a random $40,000 charge.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that next time, but I just think that with only the three of us, we should have.
Okay, sounds
Good idea.
Thank you.
Item 10, which is voting on the town meeting warning.
Which I have, and it does need to be signed.
Okay.
The only change I made to the draft that I sent you guys on Friday is that I took the Zoom information and put it down at the bottom as it is in like a select board meeting, because it didn't look right to me that the Zoom thing would be the first thing on that.
Looking for one thing in particular, but we can... What happened with the Martha Canfield Library?
The library's not in community
Oh, yeah, that's
appropriations
right.
anymore. I already,
Yeah, that
yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do I need to read this out loud?
I don't know, I don't remember.
Kind of feel like...
I think in the past we have, but I think you probably just read like the top line number, maybe it's the...
I'm going to read the first paragraph.
Right.
Okay, so State of Vermont, Bennington County, Town of Shaftsbury, March 2026 Annual Town Meeting Warning. Shaftsbury residents qualified to vote at the annual town meeting are hereby notified and warned to meet in person at the Shaftsbury Elementary School at 150 Buck Hill Road or virtually via Zoom on Monday, March 2nd, 2026 at 6:00 p.m. to hold a public information hearing. Upon completion of the information session, the meeting will stand adjourned until Tuesday, March 3rd, 2025, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., when voting by Australian ballot will commence at the Town Garage on North Road for the election of town officers and consideration of ballot articles. I'm going to read the second paragraph, and then that'll be enough. Shaftsbury residents may submit an app, because this seems pretty relevant. Shaftsbury residents may submit an application to the town clerk to have their names added to the voter checklist no later than 12 p.m. Monday, March 2nd, 2026 at the Town Garage, or at the Town Garage on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026 from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to be eligible to vote on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026 at the polls. Any voter unable to come to the polls may apply for an early voter ballot with the town clerk until 12 p.m. on Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Registration can be done online by going to mvp.vermont.gov. Residents registering on election day must do so only at the polling place of their physical residence. Then we have a summary of the business that will be transacted on the floor, which is, as usual, we've got the agenda, and then a list of the ballot items. So,
This is on the website.
It will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
it will be on...
It has to
yeah,
be
'cause it
posted
has
by
to
the
be approved
22nd.
by us
Right.
right
Yeah.
now, and then it will be up, and it will be in other places as well, physical.
Post office, just like a select board meeting would, yeah.
It will be warned as required by state law. I'd like to call for a motion to approve this town meeting warning.
Go ahead.
Got it, second.
All right, so moved.
All in favor? Aye. All right, if the two of you could sign this second page, and then we'll have the other two sign as well when they're able. Okay. Other business. Do you have any?
I don't think so, no. I haven't planned.
Just because I see Maria's on Zoom, we are working right now with and anybody who's been watching, every other week with bated breath, we are working to define, so we know the process by which sale takes place. We're working to define the way in which the land, so we have a conversation about the town of Shaftsbury selling a parcel of land to Marie Watson and family. And the Shaftsbury Select Board has voted to approve that sale, and it has agreed upon a price, or has, set a price. And at this point, what we're doing next, and we have the process in place as per the Vermont statutes with how to transfer land. But one remaining step is figuring out how to describe that land physically in order to post the warning that needs to be posted in advance of the 30 days during which a petition could take place. Because we need to specify that piece of land, and so it's a little bit unclear, and we're working with a real estate agent. Hope to have answers to our questions later this week regarding whether a survey needs to take place and whether or not the town, just sort of what that description needs to be so that it's legally
Right, make sure,
appropriate for the conveyance of land. But that's the final step, and then we will take the next step of issuing the notice of sale and go through the 30-day process, and we'll move forward.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll be in touch about it. We're just working that out because it's not something the town usually does. So
Yeah,
we're learning.
it's a slow process.
It's a slow process, but we're getting there. Action items, do we have any on?
Not immediate, just kick that cost threshold thing to the next agenda.
So at this time, the Shaftsbury Select Board is going to enter an executive session. It's legal. Last week on Tuesday, I believe the 13th, we had a vicious dog hearing here at Town Hall at 6 p.m. Vermont statute requires that the Select Board, within 15 days, issue a decision regarding the outcome of that hearing. So we're going to go into executive session now. And that meeting was recorded. And so if anybody has any, questions about that, they're able to watch that meeting live on or not live, but recorded on the town's website for any further information about this particular case. So I'd call for a motion to enter executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we'll be back soon.
To figure out how to pause it. Audio, video. Be right in. How do I pause?
I'm sure she wouldn't even mind. Call for a motion to
Exit.
exit executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, are we recording? Mm-hmm. All right. So we just left executive session during which we discussed the Town of Shaftsbury vicious dog hearing, which took place last Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. In that meeting, we considered a couple of violations of the Town of Shaftsbury's dog ordinance, which is pursuant to the authority conferred by 24 VSA Section 1971 and 20 VSA Section 3549. The items in question, just for record as we speak about this, had to do with an attack by a vicious dog, which is under Section 5, vicious dog, as well as subsection 6A, dog bites, which states when a domestic pet or wolf hybrid has bitten a person or another animal while off the premises of an owner or keeper and the person or animal bitten requires medical attention, such person or owner of the bitten animal may file a complaint describing the nature of the attack with the town's Board of Selectmen. Within 7 days of the complaint, the Board of Selectmen should conduct an investigation and notify when possible to ascertain and such the owner or keeper of the domestic pet or wolf hybrid as to the date and time of the investigative hearing. That hearing took place last Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. When it is determined that a bite occurred without provocation, the select board shall make an order of protection which may include but is not limited to the confinement, chaining, muzzling, or humane destruction of the animal in question. The order will be sent to the owner or keeper by certified mail, return receipt requested. Failure to comply with the order on the part of the owner will subject the owner or keeper to the penalties provided in 20 VSA Section 3551 as amended. In this particular case, a dog belonging to Shaftsbury resident Melissa Brown attacked another member of the town, Bethany Murphy. All of the testimony regarding that is available in last week's meeting, which is recorded and on the town website if anybody would like to see. We have written and oral testimony from both parties involved. So moving on to the next steps here. With regards to the vicious dog hearing decision and protective order on behalf of the Town of Shaftsbury Select Board, I'm just going to read this out loud. Introduction and procedural history. 1. This proceeding involves a vicious dog complaint submitted by Bethany Murphy and received by the Select Board on Thursday, January 8, 2026. Is it recording?
It is. The camera went off, but
That's
it's recording.
totally fine.
Yeah.
On January 9th, 2026, public notice of this vicious dog hearing was posted in or near the town clerk's office, Shaftsbury Post Office, and North Bennington Post Office to each select board member and posted on the town webpage. 3. On January 9th, 2026, notice of this vicious dog hearing was hand-delivered by Scott Legacy of Bennington County Sheriff's Department to Melissa Brown, the owner/keeper of Gunner. 4. On January 9th, 2026, notice of this vicious dog hearing was sent via email to Bethany Murphy, complainant, present at the hearing on January 13, 2026, were the following members of the Select Board: Zoe Contras-Curl, Chair; Naomi Miller, Vice Chair; Michael Chianowski, and Brad Peacock, as well as Tony Krulikowski, were on communications regarding this ongoing complaint. During the course of the hearing, the following exhibits were submitted to the Select Board: written complaint by Bethany Murphy, photos of dog bites by Bethany Murphy. We also have some written testimony from Melissa Brown as well. All of that will be included. We're going to file everything for this case together, all of the written and oral testimony.
This is the second complaint.
This is the second complaint against this animal. There was a similar complaint in 2023 in which Gunner was violent towards a dog belonging to the Legacy family. But yes, to the case of this, which took place on 10/28/2025, we have come to a decision, which is based on the foregoing findings and facts and conclusion of law. The Select Board finds that Gunner caused reasonable fear of bodily injury by attacking or threatening to attack by pursuit any person or pet lawfully at the place of attack, and did bite and injure a dog belonging to Bethany Murphy, as well as Bethany Murphy herself, without provocation, and therefore a protective order will be rendered. The protective order is as follows. Based on the foregoing facts and circumstances pursuant to 20 VSA 3546C, the Select Board hereby orders that the domestic pet or wolf hybrid named Gunner and owned by Melissa Brown is to be disposed of in a humane way no later than 2/16/2026. Until such time as completion of the conditions set forth in this order can be satisfactorily verified, Gunner will be with Melissa Brown until we come to, until the animal control officer comes to retrieve him. Failure to comply with the conditions set forth within this order, this protective order and decision, shall subject Melissa Brown to the penalties provided for in Title 20, Section 3546. This decision order will be voted on momentarily, because I think that we're going to vote on it because it says approved. So a notice is that this decision may be appealed to the Vermont Superior Court Civil Division within 30 days of the date of this decision, pursuant to Rule 75C of the Vermont Rules of Civil Procedure. At this time, I'd like to call for a motion to issue this protective order based on the foregoing facts and circumstances pursuant to 20 VSA 3546.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of approving this protective order?
Aye.
One quick note to any listeners as to why the date for the humane disposal of Gunner is sort of pushed out into mid-February is that our animal control officer is dealing with some personal matters in his family, and he is unable to go and collect the dog at this time. And as such, while he's unable to do so, we're going to reach out to our neighboring towns and ask them for help. This is a very sensitive matter, nothing that we take lightly. We're hoping to work with one of our neighboring towns and have their animal control officer help us go and retrieve Gunner safely and safely for everybody involved. And then we will work with the animal control officer and perhaps our animal control officer to ensure that that date is kept. But that's why it's a little bit longer timeline than usual, especially for the complainant to be aware of. I have nothing further on this matter at this time.
Nothing for me.
Okay. So I'd call for a motion to adjourn this meeting of Shaftsbury Select Board.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.